This is a comment that I received on a video I did about Fikile Mbalula and Brown Mokhotsi, or should we just call it the Battle of the ANC Giants, okay? But anyway, I did a full video, guys. Please make sure you check it out. It's over there on GNU Unfiltered. I'll check you over there. But this comment said, Tina, who have been following you, aka Mzansi Unfiltered, Njabs, Sis Pat, and the Mzansi Reality coverage of the SENZO MEYIWA case, saw those messages by Khumalo, and by Khumalo they mean Utumisani Khumalo, General Utumisani Khumalo at the Madlanga Commission, and the messages that were beamed for everybody to see, and we already knew they are cooking. They are cooking! One would be tempted to say they are cooking. The wise words of the late advocate Tulani Joshua Ngomezulu, who passed away tragically and suddenly before the SENZO MEYIWA trial ever ended. I remember last year, roundabout just before his passing, we were told, okay, by Valoi that, after Kininda, he's going to end the prosecutor case, the state case. And, we started to do predictions of when the SENZO MEYIWA trial was going to end. Some people said June, some people said March. I was skeptical. I didn't have any facts to go by it, but it just seemed like June seems too soon. Okay, I don't know how we came up with June. But anyway, as you already know, January came back. Advocate Ngomezulu had passed away. They went for the holidays recess. January came back. Umnisi now had a new client. They had to take recess. For Mnisi to read the 60,000 pages. He got in trouble for not finishing the 60,000 pages. Judge Rutter got really, really upset. Set a one more final adjournment. You better be finished kind of threats that were issued to Umnisi. And then the state finally completed their case. And then the accused wanted to apply for Section 174. And then legal aid came to court to say, we're not going to fund it. Do it at your own will. The defense team just can't work for no pay. So Advocate Unqumalo Zitulele is the only one who proceeded with the Section 174 applications, and they were done, right? He went ahead and proceeded with it. He did a phenomenal job in my street law opinion. And then the judge came back and made up his ruling on the spot. He even didn't type it up. He made up some story about there's no people to type. But over there in the Julius Malema case, she had 3 days worth of reading to do, and it was all typed. I don't know if they only type for Mlungu magistrates and not for judges in Pretoria. I don't know. Okay, I'm just outside looking in and just trying to understand the whole judicial system, especially after Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi from KZN, tiny little corner, as Shadrach Sevilla calls it, told us that, listen, the judiciary is captured. Okay, you got to understand that. And those of us who follow the SENZO MEYIWA trial, we've been trying to tell the world this, but nobody was listening, and they were calling us names, delusional, and. Only for the Madlanga Commission to literally be an example, beamed for the world to see what we have been screaming up and down. All that to say, General Tumisani Khumalo, who is currently out on bail as a crime intelligence boss and cannot return to his office because his bail conditions don't allow him to return to the scene of the crime, which is his office, crime intelligence, get it? Yeah. So anyway, he's inside the Madlanga Commission. He's beamed all these WhatsApp messages from Brown Mokhotsi to Kat Matlala, or either direction, okay? They're messaging each other. And the messages are just so many messages, okay? Those messages were beamed. We had a full day exposure. And then, of course, unfortunately, General Khumalo fell sick, so everything has reached an abrupt halt all of a sudden. But anyway, we're not there. Let's go back to the messages that were beamed for us to look at. Take a look at your phone. Take a look at your WhatsApp. I don't care if you have a custom background image on your WhatsApp messages. What I do know, and do correct me in the comment section down below, is that either you will have blue check marks for that the message was read, or gray check marks if you're one of those people who don't want to give notification that you've read the message, or there's two gray check marks, or there's one gray check mark, but there's check marks. Okay, if it's delivered, it's one check mark. If it's red, it's two check marks. Color blue means they are notifying you they've got it. Anyway, you know how WhatsApp works. I want you to go back and look at, I don't know if during editing if I'm going to put up one of the messages here from General Kumalo. There's no check mark inside on any of the messages. So my first thought was, these are doctored messages. Either they type them up all over again just so it looks nice and neat for the commission, but they're questionable in my opinion, because where are the WhatsApp check marks? Where are the WhatsApp check marks? Anyway, the point that I'm bringing this up, let's go back to this comment. It says, Tina, who have been following you, Jobs' Pat, and Mzansi Reality coverage of the SENZO MEYIWA case, saw those messages by General Kumalo, and we already knew they are cooking. Even the case against Musa Kaula, you guys know Musa Kaula, the controversial blogger who was dragged to court for multiple things, and he also has a murder case to answer to. But one of the things he's been dragged for, he's dragged to court almost every other day. Okay, so he was dragged by Ufile Mbalula, the man himself, for corruption. No, not for corruption. I apologize. For saying on his Twitter page that his wife is, corrupt and fraudulent. And all of a sudden, there was a court documents with stamps everywhere. Listen, that court documents had stamps everywhere that forced Musa Kaula to retract his statement, delete the statement, and the judgment had some really weird terms and conditions. And then this is what the background is to what the commenter is referring to. So even the case against Musa Kaula is dependent on circumstantial evidence, to which we already know. That is the same point the state is running with on the SENZO MEYIWA trial, based on cell phone records which have been cooked. Jobs has already proven there by news for sure. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. He's growing his channel and doing pretty good, okay? I didn't watch this latest video, so I appreciate when you guys comment and inform me. So I went to catch up on it so I could do this commentary video. So Jobs has already proven there by news for sure that the phone that allegedly took pictures in 2014 was actually produced in 2015. My jaw, when I read that, I was just so shocked. Okay, I ran over there to Jobs to watch and see, and shocking. I did do videos earlier. This was in June when Mabasa was on the stand telling us about the selfies. If you remember, this is when the doctor, okay, the good doctor might have been doctoring, okay, when the fight happened and broke up and the doctor said he was no longer an operator of a laptop, okay, because Umnisi said he's altering things on the spot. But anyway, we're not there. So back then in June, I had actually pulled up a photo of the Samsung phone that they're saying belonged to accused number 3, and that it's quite strange that they would say he took a selfie because the phone itself does not have a front-facing camera. Didn't have one. And I remember specifically saying the only way that it was possible for him to take a selfie was if he was an influencer, because influencers back then were very skilled at taking selfies using the back camera. They knew what position to hold that phone in. No offense to Umnube and friends, I don't see that they would have been investing time in capturing selfies from a back camera. With all that said, the comment continues to say, and it doesn't even have a front camera, yet the court has heard that the phone took selfies. Listen, as for that court, we cannot emphasize enough. I mean, the whole judge himself added evidence to the record that we had never heard of during his ruling for the Section 174 for accused number 4, Umthokoziseni Mapisa. The comment continues to say, let Mokgotsi sing. We already know how Ofigile is already working on an excuse as a reply. But I read this comment. Thank you so much for commenting and let me know that Jobs has, released some additional content. So Jabs posts a video and he shares is it called the IMEI number that was read in court. I'm looking at that number. It's the exact number that Mavasa read in court that has been accepted as evidence in the court. When you punch it in there in the imecheck.com, that IME number, an IME number, guys, it's like a registration number. I can only compare it to like a vehicle, okay, a car. It doesn't matter if you have a Mercedes-Benz C-Class, okay, or you have a BMW X6 like the one SENZO MEYIWA had, or you have, I don't know, any other car, okay, Toyota, anything else, even these cars that are coming in from China. Every single car has a registration number. I could be saying that wrong, but anyway, correct me in the comment section. Every single car has a number assigned to it. You see those numbers on the doors, on the windows. If you look really, really closely, the number is really, really tiny. Every single car has its individual ID number. Just like you have your own ID number. Of course, there's the Gulugutus, okay, foreigners who might be stealing your ID number, but we are not there. Technically, an ID number should only be produced once for one person, and that number identifies who you are. Same thing with the car. Same thing with the phone. So with the phone, it's called an IMEI number. So that number was read in court. So it's affirmative. It is an evidence of the court that that number is for a Samsung GTE 2220. Okay? Okay, perfect. They're saying that accused number 3 took a selfie with that phone before, proceeding to pew pew SENZO MEYIWA. May his soul rest in peace. As you guys know, this is actually the anniversary month of the passing of SENZO MEYIWA, the 26th of October 2014. When court resumes on the 13th of October 2025, it will literally be just 13 days. Will they solve the case and justice be served for SENZO MEYIWA before his unaliving anniversary of 2025? I do not think so. But I digress. Back to this IME check business that Jabs has published over there on News for Sure. He says the estimated, well, not he says, but the system says that IME number was produced, okay, on the 31st of January 2025. SENZO MEYIWA passed away on the 26th of October 2014. Accused number 3 was in prison on another case and was released beginning of September 2014. I don't know a program, okay, maybe you guys do. I don't know a program that goes to the prisons and hands them Samsung phones as beta testers, meaning they are testing the product before it is even produced, or should I say mass produced, to the general public, and that he somehow had advanced access to a phone that was only going to be produced in January, literally about 3 months later. It would be quite an interesting program if that's what's happening in the prisons, because wow, who gives prisoners cell phones anyway? But anyway, we're not there, okay? We are not there. Basically, Njabs proves that the evidence inside Pagati within the court is cooked. But who's going to brave it and tell my lord this? Who's going to tell Baloy? Baloy is already out here telling us that WhatsApp messages and phone calls were already being done in 2014. Gininda is lamenting that as well. But the records, the proof of the matter, I mean, even this phone had a warranty until the 31st of January 2017. Had a 2-year warranty. Wow, nice warranty, Samsung. But the point of this video is just to say what's going on with evidence. It doesn't matter which trial, which courtroom. Everything always is looking so circumstantial. I know. Some of you are just already going to type, don't you say that Kwanazi's the WhatsApp statements that are being shown in court by Utumisani Kumalo, they are legit. I'm not saying they're not legit. I'm just saying, where are the check marks? That's all I want to know. Where are the check marks? Okay? I say this or I share this so that we're all watching, but we're also analytical in what we're being fed. And then I did not analyze the documents from Figile Mbalula when he said his wife had won the case in court. But having a second look at it now in the battle of Brown Mohodzi and Figile Mbalula, and you just read those court documents, that was an interdict for Umusa Kaula, you're just so shocked to see how that is even a judgment. But then, are we shocked really? So all this to say, I'm starting to ramble. Let me end this video here. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Remember to visit my pinned comment. Make sure you follow me on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook. I'm going to link everything there for you so that you can join in, especially during these times when I'm quite sporadic. I'm not sporadic over there on the other side because I'm following the Madlanga Commission. Technically, I'm also following the ad hoc committee. But effective today, I'm no longer following it. I can't do it, guys. I tried to give them grace. I really did. I said, you know what? Maybe I'm just being too judgmental of these people who just cannot use Zoom. But when I saw they were inside party within Parliament, I said, no problem. We're not going to have any glitches. No one is going to say, can you hear me now? No one is going to be sitting in their car. It's going to be smooth flowing. Besides, it's Umkonazi. Who wouldn't want to watch him? But then why are we watching him again? Because he's going to say the exact same thing. That's literally what I posted on my Facebook. Only for senior counsel to show up and really piss Julius Malema off with a document, or should I say Umkwana's statement, which is a copy from the Madlanga Commission, and you already know Julius Malema didn't have it, and that's how the commission ended. Well, at least the parts I watched. But I'm going to end this video here. If you made it this far in the video, absolutely have my heart. Please remember to like, to comment, to subscribe. Let me know if you're watching the ad hoc committee, and maybe you'll be updating me. Yeah. You guys know. Excuse me. You see, I'm rambling, and the voice is also running away. You guys already know. If you comment, if you add me on the other apps, I will respond. But one thing I've noticed is that you guys really are very conscious or time conscious. You get my humor, so you know the things to tag me in. So I appreciate you not spamming me. I really do. Okay. Thank you so much. I'll catch you, of course, on my next upload. Bye.
Contained in the XRY file was as follows: a Samsung GT 8220. The number was 072-766-8169. The IMEI number was 359796050297-902. IMSI was 655012249151373, and the memory card that belongs to Ntobisi Gadla Nube. It was brought to us as a suspect person linked to Force Lara's case 63. The information.
Welcome, guys, to News for Sure.